You know, the mind is a fascinating instrument, capable of creating entire worlds inside a single quiet moment. And it's interesting how a computer can run a program for so long, it forgets it's just a program. It thinks it's the entire operating system, the unchangeable law of the machine. And that old program, the one that said, be small, be quiet, don't rock the boat. It was like building a beautiful, intricate ship, a perfect, detailed model, and then placing it inside a glass bottle for safekeeping. And for years, you've been admiring that ship, thinking, what a fine ship it is, but never, ever letting it touch the water, because the water's unpredictable. The water has storms. The water could break the ship. But a curious thing happens to a ship that never touches the water. It never fulfills its purpose. It never feels the wind in its sails. It never discovers a new continent. It just gathers dust. And the sailor inside you, the one who yearns for the horizon, that sailor begins to forget the sound of the waves and starts to believe the glass of the bottle is the sky. And you can feel that, can't you? The constriction of the glass, the safety that became a prison. So let's talk about that bottle. And we can just allow the unconscious mind to begin the process of opening it. Because your unconscious knows a secret your conscious mind has forgotten. That a ship is not meant for a bottle. A ship is meant for the fucking ocean. And when you release that ship, when it finally hits the water, there's a splash, a jolt, a moment of, oh my God, it's actually happening. And that jolt, that's the feeling of life returning. It's not always comfortable, but it's real. It's the opposite of dust. Now your unconscious mind might be wondering, but what about the storms? What about the waves? And that's a fair question. But let me ask you this. Which is more terrifying? The storm that lasts for a night, or the slow, silent decay of a ship that never sailed? The storm is an event. Decay is a sentence. And your brain, that magnificent prediction engine, it's been so busy calculating the probability of storms, it forgot to calculate the certainty of decay. It's been trying to solve the wrong fucking equation. So we're going to install a new calculation, a new default question. And it's not a shout, it's a whisper that's more powerful than a scream. It's the question your soul was asking all along. I wonder how good this could get. Just that. I wonder. And you can feel the shift that question creates, can't you? It's not a demand. It's an invitation. It's an adventure. It unlocks a door in your mind. And you didn't even know it was there. A door that leads not to a fantasy land of hopium, but to a reality, a genuine, tangible possibility. When you wake up and the alarm goes off, I wonder how good this day could get. When you have a difficult conversation ahead, I wonder how good the resolution could feel. When you're faced with a choice to speak or stay silent, I wonder what power I'll feel when I choose my own voice. This isn't positive thinking. This is generative thinking. It literally generates new realities. It forces your brain's reticular activating system, its search function, to stop scanning for threats and start scanning for opportunities. It's like changing the filter on the world from fear to fascination. And the beautiful, hilarious part is, you already do this. When you see a movie trailer that excites you, you don't think, I wonder how many ways this could disappoint me. You lean forward and think, oh, that looks good. We're just taking that natural, eager, childlike curiosity and applying it to the goddamn masterpiece of your life. Now imagine the future where this is your new normal. A month from now, waking up, and the first feeling is not dread, but a low hum of excitement. A year from now, looking back at a string of decisions you made, moves you initiated, a life that has the distinct, unique fingerprint of your will upon it. A decade from now, being a completely different lineage of yourself, the patriarch or matriarch of a new bloodline of confidence. Not because you never failed, because you fucking responded to every failure and made it a part of your story. The cost of the old pattern. It's not a vague sadness. It's the specific, tangible loss of every conversation never had, every risk never taken, every passion never pursued. It's the ghost life that runs parallel to this one, always visible out of the corner of your eye, haunting you with its what-ifs. But that ghost is dissolving now, because you've already started. The mere act of listening deeply, allowing the new connections to form, that's an act of power. That's you taking the helm. The ship is already in the water. The sails are catching the wind. And you can feel a new kind of energy now, can't you? It might feel like a tingle, a warmth, a sense of solidity in your chest. That's the feeling of your own authority coming back online. That's your responsibility powering up. It's your birthright. And no one can ever take it from you again, unless you hand it to them. And you're done doing that. So from this moment forward, your unconscious mind, it can take this new program and run it in the background automatically, effortlessly, filtering your world through the question, how good can it get? Prompting your body to take action, reminding your voice to speak its truth. The installation is complete. The ship is sailing. The horizon is waiting. There's going to be one hell of an adventure.